to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited to be filming today's video. There is a makeup brand that I have been interested in for a very long time. And every time I would go on their website, I would ooh and ah over the makeup that I would see, but the cheaper side of me would never let the more expensive side of me get anything off this website. And the brand is Sydney Grace, and they are a US indie brand that creates absolutely beautiful eyeshadows. And one of my very good friends and subscribers, her name is Tiramisu, she reminded me back in June that Sydney Grace would have their sale in July. They have a sale every July. And she's a big fan of the brand. And she said, you know, if you're looking for some really pretty single shadows, which I really do want to grow my singles collection because I don't really have that many until now, but hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself here. She said, I really think you should go onto the Sydney Grace site during their sale and get yourself some singles because they have beautiful single eyeshadows. And I've seen a lot of different creators talk about those singles and use them on their channels. Anyway, so I did go on to the Sydney Grace site in July and I picked up the Tiny Marvels palette that Sydney Grace did in collaboration with Mel Thompson. And I also picked out two beautiful liquid kind of multi-chrome shadows. Now I have used that palette twice on my channel and I have used one of the liquid shadows before on my channel too, and just love those products. They're amazing. Now, when I bought the Tiny Marvels palette and those liquid shadows, if you spent a certain amount of money, you got to pick a palette for free. They threw a palette in for free. And there was two different ones you could choose from, and I cannot remember the names of the palettes, but there was a lighter neutral toned palette, and then there was like a deeper one. And I have a very good friend and subscriber. Her name is Michelle, and she is a huge neutral lover. I did a video not very long ago. Well, actually, it's been a little while now, talking about my favorite neutral palettes in my collection. And I did do that video for Michelle because she said, you know, I would really like to see your neutral palettes. I'm a neutral lover. So I wanted to honor her in that way. And because I knew that I had those shades that were coming to me from the Sydney Grace neutral palette, I can't remember the name of it, I thought, you know what, I'm going to send that to Michelle because I know how much she loves neutrals. And I don't think that she'd ever tried Sydney Grace before then. Michelle, if I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comment section. So I sent that palette to her. And as far as I know, I believe she really loves that palette. So a couple of weeks ago, Michelle and I were just chatting away on Instagram. We do that all the time. We chat pretty much daily, and if not daily, at least weekly with one another. And she said, I am going to be sending you something from Sydney Grace. And I was like, you don't have to do that, Michelle. Like, I did not give you something or send you something because I thought you were going to send me something in return. You know, please, I don't expect that. And she said, no, I know. But I think you're really gonna love this. So the box arrived and I opened it up and I could not believe my eyes. I still cannot believe that Michelle sent these beautiful eyeshadows to me. They are just incredible. And the generosity and the specialness of this gift just means the world to me. She sent me the Sydney Grace eyeshadow bundle in Mel's memory. Now, Mel Thompson, if you're not familiar with who she is, she was a creator here on this platform who passed away a little over a year ago. And I was very late to the party with Mel. I didn't discover her until like the first part of 2020, like when COVID first hit. I had been laid off from my job and pretty depressed. It was, you know, rough time. I mean, you know, kind of bittersweet because it was kind of nice to have a little bit of time off work, of course. But at the same time, like I'd never been laid off before. So it was just kind of scary. I didn't really know what to expect. So a lot of my days were spent kind of laying in bed watching YouTube because I was kind of depressed about everything. And I just happened to be rolling through my feed one day and here's Mel Thompson. I had never heard of her before. I had never seen her before. And just seeing her in the thumbnail absolutely blew my mind. I mean, I just thought, who is she? Like, she was so beautiful and, you know, had all these cool tattoos and just a beautiful face and really cool short haircut. And that's the hair that I've always wanted, either that hair or Andy's hair. And I instantly clicked on her video and I binge watched her videos for, I think, at least 2, maybe 3 days straight. And I was just so impressed with her talent, number one. I mean, so talented, such an amazing makeup artist. And just how absolutely beautiful she was on the outside as well as the inside. And she was just this very cool mix of a woman, you know? She was this tough badass, but she was also this very soft, flowery, ethereal woman, just all mixed into one, and just so very special on this platform. And one of the things I loved the most about her was her laugh. I would tell her all the time in the comment section that I wanted to use her laugh as a ringtone on my phone. And, you know, the thing that I always really loved about her too is that she had a lot of subscribers, you know, thousands of subscribers. And typically, anytime I would comment in the comment section of one of her videos, she would always comment back to me. And I always thought that was so amazing. I treasured that so much because there are a lot of creators that I used to watch all the time that had a ton of subscribers, and they would never comment back to me, you know? Not that they have to necessarily, but I just thought it was really neat that Mel took the time to really maintain those connections with her subscribers. And it always made me feel very special. And I truly and very deeply miss her presence here on this platform. Absolutely. This platform is really lacking a lot, I believe, because of her absence. Something else that really touched me about her is her friendship with Kelsey Brianna J. And Kelsey's another creator here on this platform. And I just watched her farewell video. She's actually going to be leaving YouTube. And I watched that last night, and it really got me choked up. Like I shed a couple tears because I just cannot imagine losing somebody like that in your life, you know, your best friend, like your touchstone. And it just really reminded me of my friendship with Steph, Not Your Basic Steph. She is my mentor and she is my absolute best friend. And I just cannot imagine what it would be like to not have her in my life. So yeah, it was pretty touching to watch that video. I mean, it's just a real testament to who Mel was, how she has so deeply affected so many people, touched so many people. We're all still really mourning the loss of her, you know, over a year later. I mean, she will always be missed. So I was going to do a look with these shadows today, put a look together for you guys, but I've been doing a lot of those videos lately where I do an eye look. So I did obviously create an eye look using some of those shadows, or some of these shadows. You can't see what I'm pointing at. They're sitting right there. I did create this look using some of the shadows from the In Mel's Memory bundle from Sydney Grace. But what I thought would be really fun is if I did a little swatch party with these shades. And typically I do not swatch shadows on my channel because number one, I'm not very good at it. And number two, I'm not very good at it. But Leanna Dalton, she did a video not very long ago where she created a look. She filmed the look that she created in one of her videos. So I will have that video linked in my description box in case you guys are interested in watching somebody actually use these shadows to create a look with them. And if you would like me to film a look with these shadows, please let me know and I will do my very best to accommodate that. So let's look at these shadows. Now I do have a couple of empty palettes that had Coastal Scents Hot Pots in here. I just really don't use those anymore. So I took those all out and I put the shadows in here. And I split them up by mattes and shimmers. But these are the matte shades and there's 11 mattes in here. And to me, this is a very like light, fairy, grunge color story. You know, we have the browns, the greens, the pinks, the kind of peaches, taupes. And I don't know, the minute I saw these shades, I was like, light fairy grunge. That's just what I thought of. So these are the mattes. And like I said, I will swatch all these for you guys. And then these are the shimmers. And there are 9 shimmers here and just absolutely gorgeous. And I think obviously the mattes and the shimmers complement each other very well, I mean, of course. And I want to say that these shades are some of, or maybe all of them are some Mel's favorites, I believe. Like she was, you know, obviously a big fan of this brand. I mean, she did a collaboration with the Tiny Marvels palette. And I think I remember Leanna saying, if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think that these shades were shades that Mel just really loved. And so they wanted to honor her by putting these together in a collection, which I think is so cool. So I'm going to start off with the mattes here. And I am going to start off with the shades that I created this look with. So I'm going to start off with this one right here. And this is in the shade Beyond. It's this beautiful chocolate, can you see that better? Chocolate brown matte. And I just love this. And I use this in my outer V and also on my lower lash line. And my next door neighbor's dog is barking. So if you guys can hear that, I apologize. Look at how rich and beautiful that shade is. Beautiful chocolatey brown matte. Lovely. And this worked really well on my outer V and beautifully on the lower lash line, blended out really well, very pigmented, looks really nice. And then I use this shade here, and this is called Bravo. And this is kind of a medium taupe shade. It's kind of almost got maybe a little bit of like maybe foresty green in here too. So let me swatch this one. And I use this in my transition area and also a little bit on my lower lash line. And that is equally as beautiful as the one above it. Really a unique shade. I mean, you know, obviously this is more neutral leaning, but I don't really know that I have this exact shade of taupe in my collection because it does kind of have that little greenish cast to it, I feel. And then I also used this shade here, and this one is called Moon Landing, and this is kind of a lighter taupe shade. I need to move these in closer to you guys, sorry. Lighter taupe, and really did a nice job of blending out this shade here. Let me swatch that right there. Lovely. I think that is gorgeous too. And these are all really nicely pigmented and they blend out beautifully. I just think they're amazing. Then we have this beautiful green matte, and this is called Turtle Bay. Sorry, I'm too far away from the camera. And this is one of Tiramisu's favorite matte shades. And I should have used this today, but I didn't do that. But it's just lovely. And let's swatch this one right here. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Ugh, I love this. And then we have this beautiful light green matte, and this one is called Honeydew. And I think this is stunning too. It's very blendable and nicely pigmented. It's just perfect. And I never can do this right. I always get it too far to the side of my arm. Then we have this one, and this is called Vanguard, and this is kind of a darker brown shade, or medium brown shade, I guess. And I will swatch this underneath the Honeydew shade. Look at that. I mean, look how nicely those swatch. Even for somebody that sucks at swatching, I think I'm doing a pretty decent job. And then we have this lighter brown matte. And this one, oops, if I can turn it around right, this is called Relax. And I think that is so beautiful. Very nice shade. That is the shade Relax right here. I don't know how well you guys can see that. There you go. And then let's go to this shade here. And I did get my fingernail in this one, dang it. This one is called Honesty. I think that is really pretty, kind of a peachy pink matte. And ooh, that is really nice. Beautiful shade. Love that. Really pretty. You see that okay? Yeah. And then we have three more. We have this one, and this one is called Peyton's Puppy. And I've seen Mandy Lee, or Mandy Leah, I'm not exactly sure how she says her last name. I've seen her use this on her channel before, and it's gorgeous. I'll link her channel in my description box too. She's one of my favorite creators, and I haven't watched one of her videos in way too long. These two shades are kind of similar, but this one I would say is more terracotta, and this one has a little bit more pink in it than that one does. You guys see those okay? Okay, here we go. We're doing it, you guys. I'm doing it. Then we have this shade called Fairy Tale, and that's kind of a lighter pink. That looks more white because of the lights, but it is a light pink shade. Light pink matte. Oh, very pretty. Yeah, that is a very fairy tale shade, I would say. Beautiful light pink shade there. There we go. You can see all of them together. And then the very last matte, this is in the shade San Jose. This is kind of just a, I don't know, light tan, maybe a pinkish tan, pretty light, beautiful for like blending out a transition shade, I would say. Or you could even use this in your transition. What do I know? And that is absolutely gorgeous too. So there, how much more awkward can I get? So there are all 11 mattes that I swatched from the Sydney Grace in Mel's Memory collection. Aren't those lovely? I think that is really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and wash all these off, and then we will swatch the shimmer shades. I washed my arm off and it's like bright red now. So let's go ahead and swatch the shimmer shades on this arm. Now, I'm not left-handed, so this might go real south real quick, but you know, we'll see. Let's start off with this shade here, and this is called Cadet, and this is absolutely stunning. Let me get a little closer here so you guys can see it. It's gold, but it's kind of got almost like a, I don't know if it's a blue. It's just really a unique shimmer shade, and I love it. I did not use this in my look today. I will swatch that one for you next. Let me go ahead and swatch this right here. Oh my God. I mean, just so thick and buttery and opaque. I mean, look at that. Look at how beautiful that swatch is. I mean, even an amateur swatcher can make this look really good. And then the shade that I used for my look on my lid today is this one here. And this one is called Green Mango. And that is just stunning. And that is across both lids. Just amazing. I mean, look at that. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Just kind of a light goldy green. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm filming on my phone, so you just can't really see it that well. But trust me, it's beautiful. And then let's do this shade here. And this one is called Keep It Fun. Yes, Keep It Fun. And that's kind of a deeper green shade, I would say. Look at how pretty that is. That's called Keep It Fun. God, I'm horrible. I need to figure out a way to do this so that I don't have to contort my arm. But that is so lovely. This is called Commission. It's kind of like a, I don't know, kind of an antique gold shade, I would say. And I'm swatching this with my pinky. I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but hopefully. That is beautiful. I think I would have put that on my lid today if I had swatched that before I had done my look. I didn't swatch anything. I didn't really touch those until I, created the look. But man, all of those are stunning. And then we have Blushed, and this is kind of like a peachy pink with a little bit of gold in there too, shimmer shade. I don't know why it takes me so long sometimes to find brands and like get their products and use them. I mean, look at that. Sorry, I'm totally off kilter here. Isn't that gorgeous? So beautiful. And then we have this one here. This one I've been dying to swatch. This is called Golden Rose, and does have, obviously rose tint to it or rose hint to it, but it's got some gold running through it as well. Very apt shadow name, I would say, appropriate. Put this right here. Wow. Oh, that is so beautiful. Gosh, I need to not have my arm out of the frame of the camera. God. This is actually more funny than anything else, but yeah, that is just so beautiful. I love all these shades. And of course, I'm putting it clear to the side of my arm like a ding dong. And then we have this deeper brown shimmer. This is called Rover, and this is lovely. And I've seen Mandy use this on her channel before too. I would say that's a little bit less shiny or sheeny than the other ones, but still very pretty. And that would be nice like in the outer V. I think that would be really gorgeous, but swatched beautifully, I think. And then we have this shade here. This is what I put in my inner corner. And this is called Aim High. And this is this beautiful light pink shimmer. It looks white in my lights there, but it's very light pink and beautiful inner corner shade, I felt. I really liked how it looked in my inner corner. Very pretty. I mean, this is just such a cool combo of shades. And if I'd been smart, I would have just left the other shades, the mattes, on my other arm and held them up together, but oh well. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. And then last but not least, we have this beautiful white based shimmer, and this is called Green Mist. So there's a white base to it, but it's got this beautiful light green cast to it, and you really can't see that in my camera at all. But I will swatch it, and hopefully it'll show up in the swatch. I don't know. That is just, I don't know how well you can you see that green a little bit there? Oh, it's just amazing. Yeah, see, I can see the green. Oh, wow. It's like a kind of a foamy, like a sea foam green, I would say, but very light. Just a hint of that green. You can't really tell. So these are all the shimmer shades. These are the 9 shimmer shades that came in the In Mel's Memory eyeshadow collection bundle from Sydney Grace. And I just think they are all absolutely beautiful. I am just so thrilled that I have these eyeshadows in my collection. And I feel so blessed and so honored that Michelle sent these to me. Michelle, thank you so very much. I'm always going to treasure these shadows, and I'm always going to treasure you. And I would love to know if any of you guys picked up this eyeshadow bundle and what you think of it. So far, I've only seen Leanna Dalton use these shadows on her channel, but I have gotten so behind on watching people's videos. So who knows, I could have missed a lot of videos that people have used these shadows in. But like I said at the beginning, I am going to link her video in my description box. And if you guys want to go and see a beautiful look created with these shadows, she's going to give it to you. If you do want to see me create a look with these shadows, let me know, and I'd be happy to do that. I just, like I said, wanted to kind of switch things up a little bit. And I hope that all of you still go and watch Mel's videos. I still frequently go and watch her channel, watch her videos, especially when like I need to pick me up. I'm telling you, her laughter will brighten anybody's day. If you're having a bad day and you need to feel good inside, just go watch one of Mel's videos and listen to her laugh and watch her put a look together. And your day is just going to absolutely turn around. And she will always be very, very missed on this platform. But really, I feel so lucky that I have a piece of her in my collection. I felt the same way, and I still do feel the same way, of course, about having the Tiny Marvels palette in my collection as well. It's just a really neat way to kind of preserve somebody's memory in your mind and in your heart to use products that they're attached to. I just think that's wonderful. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. Michelle, thank you so very much for sending me this beautiful collection. I love you to pieces. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you very soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Drop it.